little bit more skeptical about the idea of digital asset treasuries. As you see, strategy stocks are not performing well compared to the past. And lots of people, I think Chris, in some degree, answer as well. It's not because Bitcoins, maybe because it's MicroStrategy issuing more shares. Uh, is that correct? I will leave to you first, Thomas, so we can pass to Chris and Bill as well. Why MicroStrategy, despite being the pioneer and doing a lot of things that the market see as correct, taking as a digital asset treasury, why they're performing, unfortunately, not great now?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on, how big is your magnifying glass. Like I could never be an FX trader and watch those, graphs every single day. So yeah, Bitcoin in its life has had 15 drawdowns, and each of those drawdowns it has boomed back to record highs.
Yeah.
So this is another drawdown. The reason why this is so intense actually is a good thing because the markets are deepening. Institutions have now started to take on Bitcoin.
Right.
So it's not just a bunch of, moms and pops that are around the place that might be selling. And it's not about a few whales that are doing market manipulation. It's institutions that are revaluing their portfolios. And that's okay. Michael Saylor in 1 week went from just under 3% of holding the total Bitcoin to just under 4% in holding the total Bitcoin. Why? Because he issues shares at a low coupon over a long time. So he raises capital cheaply. He buys Bitcoin. That boosts his balance sheet. That gives him very strong negotiating power to borrow money to buy Bitcoin. That gives him more balance sheet, and you see how the flywheel works.
It's the flywheel, yeah. He's borrowing at 10 and he's selling and he's holding it to go up 30. I mean, that's really what's happening.
So everyone should notice where MicroStrategy is getting their money to buy Bitcoin. They're issuing shares. Like, look at their main business. Their business itself is a zombie corp, right? It's got like $780 million in revenue, but profits are negative.
Yeah.
So where in the first place did they get their money? They get their money from selling shares, right? So by the way, why would you? At one point, I think, and you guys would know this better than me because I'm sure you follow it a lot closer. I'm not really a Bitcoin. I'm not really a direct Bitcoin. I'm a bigger, more asset management type of person that looks at all markets. I mean, why would anyone pay? I think at one point you were paying 2x for twice as much as the amount of Bitcoin that Saylor has on the balance sheet. Why wouldn't you just go buy Bitcoin directly?
Well, so the way that, again, not to overquote Saylor, but if you want 10x buy Bitcoin, if you want 100x buy borrow money to buy Bitcoin.
I see.
If you want 1000x, use someone else's money to buy Bitcoin.
Right.
And when in the traditional way of, well, he's issuing shares and therefore he's diluting the equity, that's not true with a digital asset treasury company, because what he's doing is he's buying Bitcoin. So the metric for him is both MNAV and Bitcoin per share, not earnings per share, because that you can move the deck chairs around on the Titanic just so that you can get a big bonus. The value appreciation is through Bitcoin per share and over time. So you take, and again, coming back to your point, Chris, around, well, now MicroStrategy is not doing so well. Well, just like any crypto, when in doubt, zoom out. You've got to have a 4-year view, and you've got to see where this is, where this is going.
Hey, that rhymes. So you asked earlier, Christopher, why it's going down. What's precipitating this? So I've been in the space 12 years. And when we got in, Bitcoin was the opposite of the stock market. The market would go down, the crypto would go up. It was a degen, it was faith, this is a new system, this is what we've got to do. Now what's happened is all these institutions, as you other gentlemen have mentioned, are into this. right? You've got companies that have no business being in this, like Ford Motor Company with $5 billion of Bitcoin on its balance sheet.
Wow.
So guess what happens? We've got a president who tariffs everybody, changes his mind day by day, locks up scientists that are trying to come into the country to help cure AIDS. Olympics isn't going to be here. Travel is down. No one wants to come here. We're on a most wanted country status. And guess what? Our stocks go down. And those stocks hold these assets. So if Ford goes down, it kind of takes Bitcoin a little bit with it. We've lost the decentralized. The other thing is, another side of decentralization is because we have players like MicroStrategy who own so much, it takes some of the faith away. If he dumps his 4% tomorrow, the market crashes, right? Period. Even though he's only got 4%, the other guys follow. Oh, if he's getting out, I'm getting out. He knows something. He's smarter than me. So it is that merge of TradFi and DeFi and crypto that has actually hurt the crypto industry.
So in the end of the day, the institutional adoption is not that good. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it confuses the waters now, because if Amazon owns a bunch of Bitcoin and Amazon stock halves, Bitcoin will follow.
I think it's a great point.
Well, I mean, it's a wonderful time to be alive, because where there's change, there's opportunity.
Yes.
And so the point around whether MicroStrategy would dump 4% of its Bitcoin, which is 100% of its business model,
right?
Is a bit like Henry Ford saying, "Oh, I've changed my mind. I don't think I'm going to go with this anymore." So the likelihood of that is pretty slim. But like all questions are valid in this space. I think when we talk about whether it's Amazon, there's 113 companies that own Bitcoin as part of their treasury strategies.
Yes.
The point around institutional investment, Christopher, is in the US at least, there's something called SEC 40, which really limits your ability to invest in equities directly, and especially crypto. So institutions, if they want access to volatility, then they have to do it via a different wrapper.
Yes.
And this is what the wrapper is, and the wrapper can be pointed directly to a cryptographic key of a digital asset. It's not oversubscribed. Where that Bitcoin is where that Bitcoin is, and it's validated on the blockchain. It can't be hijacked. It can't be copied. It might be sequestrated by the government, but the asset is the asset. And I come back to my points around collateral. You are in the game. You are able to issue credit, to secure debt, because you have collateral, and that's how you can create leverage and gear your business to grow.
So it's very interesting talking to you guys, because you're very product and ecosystem focused, and I'm 100% market focused, which makes us a great team, by the way. That's the wisdom of teams. One thing we haven't talked about is the availability of DATs in retirement vehicles, which that's the biggest wealth transfer we're ever going to see. $63 trillion is going to move in the next 5 years from, say, my mom to me. Now, she's got a little short of 63 trillion, so I'll probably get about $63. But she can go to her IRA and buy Soulmate or Sharp or SBET or any of these things, FGNXP, without having to start a crypto IRA account. There are some. We don't know them well. It's not like Fidelity, which we know, right? It's not like Schwab, which we know. It's, I Trust Capital. I use them, but no one knows about them. But Fidelity's done a great job. The other thing, I actually had dinner with the CFO of Fidelity some time ago. She told me her customer is 50 years old, and she needs her customer to be 25. And she said, I could do it with clowns jumping on the screen and TikTok videos and people pouring soda pop on their head, or I can get into crypto, right? So
who's the CFO there?
The CFO then was Jen Miller. This was maybe 6 years ago.
Okay. I don't think I know her. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was literally scared talking to her. Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
I mean, I grew up in New York City, and she was the quintessential New York CFO. Like,
I used to run into Ned Johnson, right? He's the founder. I mean, I was running money for them, and so we actually meet. And to me with Ned, he's a legend. Like he's beyond a legend, right? To me with him personally, and just Scuff's investing is overwhelming because he's just such a bright guy. Even at his advanced age, is super bright guy.